Now, part 2. Here we are. We've made it 16 characters. I'm still going strong here on the live stream for Twitch. But yeah, let's get to it. We got to get through the second half. We left off with Cagliostro with a very confuddling change here to her medium spear, which I didn't think she had an issue with, but I guess apparently she did. So here we are. Moving on to Yuel is where we left off, and we're going to go right down this list. Big hopefuls for the rest of them. Thank you so much, Quick SoCal, for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. Get some water in you, drink up, and enjoy, because we're getting into the thick of it now. We've gone through some of the top tier characters. Not all. There's still a few on this list we've not had a chat about quite yet. You know, just a couple. Still need to have a conversation about. Yuel. Yuel is a fast character who uses her many movement options to get close to her opponent, where she uses third dance to shake up their defense. This time we're focusing on adjusting her neutral game. What do I think so far? I think it's fine so far. I'm not really like torn up about like this first half of the cast, really. I think Sora's didn't get a whole lot, rightfully so. Still a strong character, but I do love that he strips 2 brave points. I think that's big. Voss is all the more terrifying now. Our Maya also has a nice full screen threat. Zoe's gonna be interesting. I want to see how that actually works. One big change, so I'm starting to see that trend. The midair block of some of these far-reaching normals, especially from Fairy and even Narmaya, I think those are very specifically toward Versusia. Because of her run startup, it's going to be tricky for her to close the gap, and I think this is to make it a little easier to deal with. I don't think that made things better for Fairy. I think Fairy is going to be a little bit worse off because of it. So we'll see how it actually plays out. I feel bad for Fairy, honestly. Fairy did not get blessed very well in this patch outside of her SBA. Fireball being able to hit a little bit longer. But yeah, oh my goodness, Ladiva is certainly getting a nice little touch up. Gron and Jita are going to be interesting. Jita was already strong, but she's certainly going to be a little more potent here. But yeah, some standouts. Certainly going to be Voss, Ladiva. Both of them having like, hey, let's route into command grab. I think that's really cool. Percival definitely getting some nice changes. Lancelot becoming a much more potent threat. Ideally, we'll see how the wall stick works. They say wall stick is a nerf. I think that's actually a benefit for the character because he sticks to the wall a little bit longer, baits out anti-air attempts more. Catalina getting a complete change to help her out entirely, so that's going to be huge. Like Yuel, though. Big changes coming to third dance. From this stance, the automatic Eye of the Sparrow was a little too oppressive, since it was both hard to read and effective at countering opposing pokes. So we've changed this move to have a manual input. Oh my goodness, what? The goal of this change is to make it easier for both players to read and react to the move. If the opponent attacks, use Eye of the Sparrow. If they keep blocking, use a different attack from third dance. A last detail about Eye of the Sparrow, it won't cause any skill icons to go on cooldown, but it will lose to opposing moves with long invincibility frames. Fair enough. Although the other moves performed from third dance are easy to execute, it's difficult to tell if they leave Yuel at advantage or disadvantage. True. So we're making major changes to them. Scary. Now all of third dance's derivative moves will deal chip damage, giving her an option to pressure opponents who don't stop blocking. Additionally, medium's third dance attack will now hit overhead. Yeah, okay, we'll now hit overhead instead of high. Oh my god, her overhead's gonna actually be an overhead. Allowing for a meaningful choice between a standing and crouching medium third dance attack. We've also made it possible to manually enter third dance during any U skill, including U Fox Flame. Before this change, U Fox Flame would cause Yuel to automatically enter third dance. U Starlit Sky now has increased lateral knockback and an increased window for follow-up attacks in the corner, making it a much more potent combo tool. Starlit Sky. Oh, the thrust attack. Yeah. We've made it so Yuel won't push herself off the opponent upon hitting them. Block stun has also been adjusted to -4. It's already -4, isn't it? Hanarashi. It was difficult to convert off of a hit. Okay. So we've reduced the knockback and made it so it's possible to do a follow-up even from mid-screen. Far heavy, forward hurt box prior to active frames has been shortened. Crouch heavy, launch height on the second hit has been reduced. Really? Light Starlit Sky, travel speed and distance increased. Okay. Medium Starlit Sky, startup has been reduced to 14 frames. Travel speed distance increased, no longer decelerates on connecting. Travel speed and distance have been increased for heavy. Lateral knockback on final hit has been increased. Damage per hit on Ultimate Starlit Sky has been adjusted. Total damage has not been changed though. Okay. Lateral knockback on final hit increased. Window for corner follow-up attacks increased. No longer pushes back when blocked in the corner. Not possible to immediately enter third dance upon completion. So you're closer. I wonder what that's going to be like being at -4. Throw opportunity potentially. Now possible to immediately enter third dance on completion of Hien Homurageishi. Geishi? That's the forward special. Alt forward. Oh, that's the D. Oh, so when you exit out of DP, you can go into stance. Fox Flame. Alt. Allows you for stance, which that was automatic anyway. How do you manually enter it? You just... Oh, obviously 5U. Duh. Chip damage has been added to unique actions under third dance stance. Yugetsu Guren does 35%. 35% of that is chip. And 10% of the quick step third dance attack Eye of the Sparrow. 10%, okay. Frames between light medium follow-up have been increased by 2 frames. This adjustment has been made in accordance to reduce the startup of medium third dance attack, so as to avoid changing the number of punishable frames. Okay. Damage has been increased to 1300 for medium dance attack. Hit property has been changed from high to overhead. Startup reduced. Still challengeable with the 5L. Active frames have been reduced 4 to 2. Block stun has been increased 11 to 21, combined with adjustments made to the number of active frames. Frame advantage has been decreased from -2 to -6. Interesting. Guren hit stop has been increased. Increased the frame advantage by 6 to -4. Lateral knockback increase of charge now causes wall bounce even on regular hit. Nice. Startup has been reduced 11 to 10 frames of Ugetsu. The spare attributes have been adjusted. It has been changed to a manual counter and no longer automatically activates. Under third dance stance, perform ability or quarter forward LU to activate. Total animation has been increased to 35 frames. Counters non-projectile strike attacks between frames 1 through 10. And stance can be canceled upon countering. Effects have been adjusted. I like that change. That's interesting. I don't know if that was too much of a problem, more so a knowledge check, but just make things a little bit easier. Anre specializes in defense, keeping his opponents at bay with attacks that have excellent reach. At the same time, if they get too close, he can turn his opponent's offense against them with Arm the Bastion and Fleeting Spark. Our adjustment focuses on further improving his strengths. One major change is now you can cancel any normal skill into Anre's unique action, Arm the Bastion. Also, we've made his active frames earlier after parrying an attack. Emphasizing his theme of defense being the best offense. The forward U version will now lunge forward upon a successful parry, making it easier to approach the opponent from mid-range and go for bigger damage. To compensate, we've increased its whiff recovery, meaning it should be used judiciously. Both one right spears jump forward you or jump down to you. Lunge and dive variants have had their startup frames reduced after a successful parry from Arm the Bastion, so that they can be used in succession. Interesting. Their startups are now faster in other use cases as well. Astral Piercer, one of the follow-up skills to Spiral Spear. What's the spot? Was comparatively hard to understand compared to the other follow-up skills, so we made it cause ground bounce on counter hit, creating a new combo opportunity. Likewise for Grand Haste, another Spiral Spear follow-up skill. Ooh. We've increased its travel distance, making it easier to get the jump on distant foes. For Fleeting Spark, we're making broad adjustments to its on-hit properties to provide more rewards. We're also increasing the versatility of the medium and heavy versions to encourage the usage of their lunge properties from mid-range. That was the Fleeting Spark. Okay. Although 7 Spears of Lightning allows Anre to hold the advantage on hit or block using medium or heavy attacks, we're making adjustments that should shore up its weak damage and pressure. Using Crouching U and Wondrous Spear will now also shoot out a spear. Successfully landing the spear will now cause a launch, making it much easier to do a hit confirm into a combo. Groundbound's height on counter hit has been increased for Astral Piercer. Grand Haze travel startup has been reduced, and speed and distance has been increased. Nice. Natural wheel. Now causes wall bounce on both of those. Good lord. Now launches grounded foes, lateral knockback increase, wall bounce off Fleeting Spark medium heavy. Lateral knockback launch height for the second hit have been increased. Now causes wall bounce on the second hit, except when parrying. Stun frames when parrying have been increased. Travel speed and distance when parrying from long distance have been increased. Fix an issue where the counter would clash after parrying Nier's U misfortune. Armor Bastion hit stop when parrying has been increased 2 frames to 7. Cool. Can now be used after canceling a normal Armor Bastion ground. Travel speed has been adjusted, causing Anre to slide forward on the Armor Bastion advancing. Armor Bastion mid-air parry frames have been increased by 6. Hit stop when parrying has been increased 0 to 5. Lunge, 1 wrist spear. Startup has been reduced 24 to 19 frames. Startup has been changed to 6 frames because hit stop when parrying with arm the bastion is 5. Effective startup is 1 frame. Invincibility until last active frame. Dive, invincibility as well. Recovery after landing is reduced 15 to 12. Attributes have been changed when canceled after a special mid-air arm of bastion parry, with recovery has been changed to 24 frames. Projectiles now track foes on the 7 spears of lightning. There's no escape. Now launches grounded foes, knockback adjusted. Now fires projectile after using crouch U or 1 rift spear. No longer fires projectile after the first attack of a combo. Interesting. Wall bounce off a fleeting spark is interesting. Not a whole lot of change. Most of it is around literally just the 5U, the fleeting sparks. 5U and 2S. Interesting. All right, Eustace. Eustace is a character who excels at launching attacks from distance by cycling through his projectile options and their respective trajectories, but they posed a minimal threat and lacked rewards upon successfully landing to highlight his unique projectiles and strengthen his projectiles across the board. Okay. Hit stun duration has been increased for his far standing heavy, crouching heavy, and stay tonight, making it now possible to follow up on grounded hits. Speaking of grounded hits, light medium versions of Flemic Thunder, now causes a juggle state on grounded hits, creating more space between Eustace and the foe and allowing him to safely continue pressuring them from afar. Additionally, we've delayed the startup of medium Flemic Thunder. This might make you switch to Eustace, alright. Now cause a juggle state on grounded hits, creating more space between Eustace and the foe, allowing him to safely continue pressuring them from afar. Delayed startup of medium Flemic Thunder when charged, making it easier to time against foes attempting to dodge light Flemic Thunder charge. Rat Race now gives Eustace frame advantage when blocked up close, so you can extend your pressure with attacks such as standing L. Medium Rat Race in particular. The medium version is that's the stick one, isn't it? No, hits once it explodes, doesn't connect before touching the ground. It'll ground bounce and then explode. Okay. Cool. On hit, you can convert the hit into more damage by chaining it into a close standing L and medium Rat Race second hit. Oh. The U version of Rat Race had stroke utility for Okazemi, but was easy to counter as the bomb would disappear if Eustace blocked an incoming attack. The bomb now no longer disappears when blocking an attack, making it easier for him to reap the rewards of spending his SBA gauge. Far standing heavy mid-air hit stun duration has been increased 20 to 32. Nice. Oh, the follow-up on far standing heavy. That's the shots right after the initial hit. Launch height has been increased. Dash M, travel speed and distance increased. Now launches grounded foes. Flametic Thunder Lights. Yeah, this is regular shots. Dope. Now launches. Charge still launches. Hit stop on block has been increased by 6 frames, changing frame advantage from -1 to +5. Nice. Startup has increased 27 to 39, making it easier to hit foes attempting to dodge the light version. Reduce recovery by 6. Okay. Hit stop on block has been increased, so now it's +5. Wow, okay. So you can full screen zone and still be plus. Hit stop on block has been increased by 6. Now it's +13 instead of +7. Assault knife. Lateral knockback has been slightly increased on the first hit, making follow-ups easier when hitting from behind. Anila theme. Interesting. I wonder if this is just for easier combo ability. Yeah, that's gotta be it, right? Because if you end up getting that cross thunder, it goes bounce and then carries forward a little bit there. Bomb bounce height has been increased for light rat race. Very cool. Explosion timing has been delayed by 14 frames. Medium rat race. Hit stop on the first hit has been increased from 4 to 10. Changing frame advantage from -4 to +2. Bomb bounce height increased. Explosion time delayed by 14 frames for heavy. Alt skill. Bomb no longer disappears upon blocking an attack. Yeah! Okay! Very good. Nier unrecoverable duration has been increased 20 to 27 frames, allowing for follow-ups in the corner on grounded hits. This is going to be fun because every hit now launches, you get your juggle state, apply for your gunshots, if I'm understanding correctly. That's really cool. Yeah, very good stuff here for Eustace. State tonight is... Oh, it's 5U. Okay, another big one here. 6. 6 is unique due to the barrage of powerful, fast-paced attacks that he's able to dole out swiftly. His design concept is similar to Lancelot. Yep. So we're preserving his mobility and ability to maintain pressure, while adjusting the length of his combos, SBA gauge recovery, and lowering his total health. In keeping with this design concept, we strengthened his dash attacks and adjusted medium gate of demons to make him even more effective at close range. With that in mind, we've reduced his total health to 1400. That's 2000 reduction on his health. Using Snakebite has always been more useful compared to Wolf's Howl, leaving Wolf's Howl to mostly be used as a mid-screen finisher to 6-claw execution. As a result, we made some adjustments to Wolf's Howl. The low risk involved with using Gate of Demons has always made it possible for Six to maintain pressure even when he whiffed. So in order to better match its high payoff, we've increased its whiff recovery. Six Ruins Enlightenment has been made stronger overall, including increasing the time it stays in effect. Six's after image attacks are slower now, so we made overhead and low triple attacks +5 on block, making it easier for Six to maintain pressure even if he fails to break his foe's defense. Damage output has also been increased, making combos more powerful while it's in effect. So including Void Claw's Terminus in your strategy should now be possible. Interesting. So reduced HP, dash, initial speed, and acceleration are now faster. Close standing heavy, SBA gauge has been reduced. Oh, the gauge gain. All right. Travel speed and distance have been increased for dash H. Okay. Use 6-claw execution knockback when hitting high in the air has been adjusted. Which way though? Frame advantage on hit has been increased when hitting high in the air. Wolf's Howl. Damage has been increased 600 to 800. Medium Wolf's Howl increased damage. Now causes wall bounce on counter hit even when used mid-screen. Damage has been increased to 1400 for the heavy version. Lateral knockback launch height have increased. Now causes wall bounce. Wolf's Howl causing wall bounce is insane. Pushback reduced on Snake Bite. Gate of Demon's Ground. Mid-air hit stun has been increased 20 to 25. Recovery when landing after whiffing has been increased to 31 of Gate of Demons. Recovery when landing after whiffing has been increased to 24. That's mid-air Gate of Demons. Demon Step now launches grounded foes. New perspective is unchanged. This is 5U, isn't it? We're getting a lot of these launching grounded foes thing, and I wonder if it's to work with... interesting. We're getting into an era where we're trying to counter zoning. Zoning is deemed as powerful, or just not fun to go up against, maybe? Effect duration has been increased 360 to 480 for 6 Ruins Enlightenment. Damage has been increased 50 to 60 regular attack strength. After image attacks are now 3 frames slower. Frame advantage has been increased by 3 frames. Not bad for 6. He still gets to be oppressive. I don't think there are any losses here, I'll be quite honest. Which is fine in grand scheme of things. I might even end up switching to 6. Vira. Apparently 8 really good in this patch. 6 top 2, you think? I don't think 6 changed at all, really, outside of like being more oppressive and reduced health. This is your Akuba right here. Demon Step launching is interesting. I wonder what that means at close ranges. I don't know. Maybe it's Vira. Vira's most unique trait has always been the fact that she could transform to make herself more powerful, but the merits of transforming weren't always clear. The only way to transform is to either hit your foe with Blade of Light or to spend some of her SBA gauge, both of which are rather risky moves. So we strengthened her skills after transformation so that the payoff makes more sense. Air Dash and Grace View, which can only be used after transforming, have had their frames adjusted to increase Vira's mobility. Landing from Grace View can now be executed sooner, and falling strikes that cause Vira to land behind her foe will now cause her to turn and face them. Due to this change, new pressure options open up, such as a land into a jumping attack, or just heard that.
Check this out.
No. We're almost through. What's that? Let's see. Air dash and grace view sooner. Will now cause a turn and face into this change. New pressure options open up, landed and jumping attack, or an advance behind the foe into a falling strike. Grace view can now be canceled into from a light medium summon Luminaria, allowing Vira to continue applying pressure in waves. Yo, she became a threat. The distance that light medium Luminaria would appear made it difficult to use, so it now tracks foes with a little bit more. That makes sense. Ultimate summon Luminaria now activates slower and tracking radius has been reduced, but in return the payoff is now greater. As an example, a triple attack in a U summon Luminaria into Blade of Light can be used against a foe and crouching hit stun as a way to transform now. Because U Scarlet Oath is used to open up foes from afar, we've changed his frame advantage to -6 so that it can be punished on block. Okay, good. The transform version behaves similarly, but it's able to be followed up on hit from the middle of the screen. Despite transformed medium red barrel sword being an invincible skill, it was difficult to punish. So we've increased the recovery. The transform version is supposed to be stronger than other invincible skills, so it's still relatively safe, but it's now easier to punish at mid-range when Vira tries to use it at its max range to keep foes out. Luminaria Merge has invincibility and yet is also able to be chained into a combo. So while we've left its combo utility in place, we've increased the frames on block to make it a little riskier. That's her regular SBA. Finally, even though Vira is a standard fighter, she doesn't have any projectile attacks, so we increased her walk and dash speeds to set her apart from other characters. Oh! Movement speed has been increased, acceleration increased for dash. Movement startup has been reduced 13 frames to 10 frames. Added input buffering when used mid-jump. This will make it easier to activate sooner, right after jumping. Startup has been reduced 9 frames to 8 frames for the close standing heavy. Transform Jump M can now be canceled into air dash on hit or block. Christ. Launch height for 4th hit has been slightly increased. That's Darkane transform. Heavy Darkane. Vira now comes to a stop after the final slash when hitting near the corner. This aims to prevent Vira from crossing over with her foe after a hit. Okay. Red Barrel Sword. Whoa! -19 on whiff? Or -15? Hit stop for the first hit has been increased by 3 frames, making the first and second hit a true block string. Pushback for the second hit has been reduced. Okay. That's pretty good there. So you block the first hit, then you can remain close to block the second hit, get your full punish. Much easier to punish. Ground bounce height has been increased on Transform Scarlet Oath, allowing for follow-up on grounded hit. Use Scarlet Oath, block stun. Dude, I have a ton of characters left. I don't know. We got much further to go. Block stun during the second hit has been increased by 2 frames, changing frame advantage from 4 to 6. 4 to 6 still. Second hit causes ground bounce, allowing for follow-up. My God. Number of hits has been increased from 3 to 5. Damage has been adjusted. Speed before attacking has been adjusted, and travel distance has been increased, which is awesome there for this to keep things locked down. Can now be canceled in Grace View toward the end of the action if you're transformed, which is the 5U. Startup has been increased for summon Luminaria ult. Luminaria's tracking range reduced. Regular version now causes foes to fall backward, while the transformed version causes crumple. Cool. Travel speed has been increased, now matches dash speed. Wait, so faster? Oh my goodness. Fallout time for land has been made 4 frames faster. Retreat added invincibility frames to 1 to 10, except against throws for retreat. That is sick, actually. Bait out an anti-air, you're gonna get punished for it. That is sick. Transform Falling Strike. Vira now faces her foe upon activation. Okay. Recovery has been increased 6 frames for Luminaria Merge. Changing frame advantage from -9 to -15. Pushback has been reduced. Let's go. This is intended to prevent changes to follow-ups due to the recovery increase. Vira got some good changes here. So Luminaria is more of a threat. More consistent for Vira. Also easier to punish on some of her trickier moves. So a very good little change for Vira here. I like that. I'm gonna pop a cough drop here and chat a little bit. Beelzebub takes advantage of long-reaching normal attacks and skills to safely intercept and pressure foes from a distance. I should not have taken a cough drop. My mouth is watering now. While his long-range skills are easy to handle, it's hard to reap their rewards, so it's easy for Beelzebub's damage to lag behind his opponent. We wanted Beelzebub's adjustments to cover this point, rewarding him for actively going on the offensive. A major change is changing Unisonic share cooldown of Chaos Caliber to Angelium Field. Now you can immediately use heavy Chaos Caliber after a Unisonic. Ooh. For bigger damage potential. On the other hand, this will put the invincible Angelium Field on cooldown, so players will need to use it judiciously. Like Chaos Caliber's active frames, this is for us. On the first hit of the attack have been lowered, meaning it's now easier to chain into the second hit of the attack from far standing M.
Presenting.
Medium version causes large knockback, meaning it'd be easier to maintain distance from the opponent and differentiating from the L version. Unique version now provides advantage on block and can more easily convert into a big combo from mid-screen. Jumping L's hitbox has been expanded backwards, so if he jumps over his foe, it will still hit, giving him an aerial option for launching an assault. Really? Very cool. Anthem's grab range was expanded, so it should be easier to incorporate into combos. Travel speed and distance have been increased for backstep. Jump L, yep, got that. So it's still a cross-up button. Dash H recovery has been reduced by 2 frames. That's a -6 move now. Chaos Caliber, frame change from 322 to 232. Active frames from the first hit have been reduced, while the second hits have been increased, making it easier to chain into the second hit from a far standing M. Cool. That's actually pretty good. Contact box during midair hits now extends higher. This adjustment aims to prevent Beelzebub switching places with his foe when they wall bounce from a high aerial hit in the corner. I see. Recovery has been reduced by 6 frames, and hit stop has been reduced by 2 frames. Changing frame advantage from 6 to +2 for ult. Holy cow. Unisonic now shares a cooldown with Angelium Field instead of Chaos Caliber. What? What? Wait. I'm trying to understand this one. Unisonic's shared cooldown of Chaos Caliber to Angelium Field. Now you can immediately use Heavy Chaos Caliber. Oh, okay. But Bubs gives up reversal for doing that. That's actually pretty crazy. That's a burf. I was trying to compute it because, again, as I said before, move names mean nothing to me. I had to really look at, like, what does that actually mean? So you do the Unisonic, your DP is cool. So if you go, like this example, if you use Heavy Unisonic into, I want to see the damage output, because Heavy Unisonic to Heavy Chaos Caliber is huge, because if Heavy Unisonic gets blocked, oh, you're all right. If I spot dodge it, if I anti-air it, your DP is on cooldown for a little bit. I get to be a bully. Okay. Whiff recovery after landing increased by 5 on Unisonic ult. Light Karma pull range has been expanded. Grab range has been expanded for Anthem. I don't think you needed that. Chaos Legion fixed an issue where the close version would not activate when pushed back by a foe's dash animation. That is crazy. That shouldn't have happened. Belial. Let's see. The new main that I'm going to be picking back, not new, returning to. Belial appears to have a standard set of skills at first, but he's capable of rattling the defenses of any foe by using tricky moves like Goetia and Pasago. Although he doesn't have as many adjustments as other characters this time around, of course, because what do you need to change? I think he's ultimately an excellent character. There's nothing about him that is just awful. He's just good. No need to change. We let destroy neutral game alone while increasing his chain options. Unlike light and heavy versions, Goetia, the medium version, was lacking specific strengths, so it now launches the foe on a grounded hit. This allows for a chain in the corner against a standing opponent. Although it's common to chain together all heavy versions of Belial's skill to deal damage in the corner, now we can add medium Goetia into the mix, creating a strong option for continuing corner combos. We made Belial able to move earlier after using Goetia. This means it's now possible to force a variety of advantageous situations, such as swapping locations on hit or continuing pressure on block. Medium Asmodeus has a slow startup, so its most common use is as part of an anti-air combo. If we reduce its startup or increase its advantage frames on block, it would no longer be distinct from the other versions of the skill. Instead, we adjusted this skill by increasing the follow-up window when using the grab portion of the move as an anti-air. This introduces some new anti-air combo variation, as well as a follow-up option to Yugoesha. While US Modius' advantage on block is strong, it's not so useful as a combo ender, so we're extending its advantage frames on hit in order to highlight its usage as an Okazemi tool. To compensate, the guard crush from the first part of the attack is now gone. This is to prevent unblockable setups that could occur from other changes we've made during this balance patch. Medium Visago didn't have many use cases, so we've adjusted the startup on and whiff recovery. What is Visago? That's his grab, right? Yeah. Finally, we reduced Alt Visago's startup, so it's now a great way to ambush the opponent. Increased damage on medium Goetia. Whoa. Let's definitely use that. Recovery has been reduced by 6 frames, reducing overall frames from 49 to 43. Mid-air hit stun has increased 18 to 20. On counter hit, now 60. Now launches grounded foes, lateral knockback reduced, while launch height has been increased. Recovery after first hit has been reduced of Yugoesha, increasing frame advantage from 14 to 38. First and second hit are now unrecoverable of Notoria. That's the DP. This is just universal. This is probably because... Is it because she's too tall? Is it because Versusia is too tall? I wonder. Mid-air hit stun of the first hit has been increased 30 frames to 35 for Asmodeus. Lateral knockback on the first hit reduced. The first hit no longer causes guard crush. Recovery after grab has been increased by 3. Visago startup decreased to 46 frames with recovery, increased to 12 or decreased to 12. I'm reading this totally right, don't worry. What was it before? Not bad for Belial. Avatar Belial, somebody we don't see very often. We focus on fine-tuning the unique properties of A Belial's powerful skills, making his projectiles easier to use. For Habakkuk, well, I don't know. We've sped up its startup and increased its stun duration on hit, while the charge version now has a longer active duration. Just real quick for Belial, sorry, break your neck on going back and forth here. Very short list. I expect to see medium Goetia a little bit more. Asmodeus, I'm not sure, but medium Goetia maybe, because then that gives way more Oki opportunity in the corner by having an EX version ready, potentially. The projectile behavior and speed of destructive delusions has also been adjusted, making it more of a threat in long-range combat. Packed Kick chained into from a heavy skill now causes a wall bounce, and Packed Step now causes ground bounce, even against meter foes. Belial's the same character, no nerfs at all. Absolutely, totally fine. What is this? Packed Kick? Packed Kick and Packed Step. No longer, oh, for the, what, Asmodeus? Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, right? You think Belial's top 1 for this? I don't know about that one. Hold on, we'll see. that would mean he was up there already being top 1. What is this packed kick? What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. His 5U. That causes well. Pack step now causes a ground bounce even against mid-air foes. That's pretty cool. Like, that seems strange that he's getting a little more combo ability off of that. These changes further sharpen Avatar Belial's concept as a character capable of dishing out massive damage in return for HP. Additionally, we tweaked the counter hit properties of Stolas so that they now deal the same damage as regular hits, as counter hits previously resulted in lower combo damage. Huh. Interesting. Stolas is the stomp after wings bestowed. Fix an issue where the projectile would sometimes get stuck when the foe would brave counter in the corner. The projectile will now stop when blocked, and when a brave counter or other invincible skill causes it to whiff, the projectile will now continue outside the screen. Rejected truth, heavy. Pushback increased. First projectile startup has been decreased 20 to 16 as destructive delusions. All right. Tell me that Belial is top 1. Projectile travel startup reduced by 4. Projectile speed increased. Projectile speed increased for you, destructive delusions. Recovery, 1 frame. Combined with the changes to startup, total animation reduced from 53 to 48. Frame advantage has been changed from -6 to -5. Yo, I'm playing Belial, hands down. I'm eating good. I'm eating so good. I don't think so, though. I don't know. All right. Recovery has been reduced, 21 frames. Grounded hit stun has been increased. Startup reduced to 40. Ground charge, Habakkuk. Invincibility now wears off on block. This is to fix an issue where Avatar Belial cannot be punished on block after following up a skill with Pact. What? Oh my gosh. I didn't know that was a problem. Now shares the same effects as heavy skill. It follows up. Mid-air hit stun has been increased. 20 to 60. Now causes wall bounce, which I think is cool. No longer causes wall bounce on counter hit. Instead launches foes vertically. But you can now challenge it if you end up blocking the initial special. Okay. Small changes here, but it does add the combo opportunities here for Avatar Belial. But also will cost you some health to do so. So it's interesting. They want to try to goad you to utilizing Pact more, because you get bigger damage potential for it. So high risk, very good reward. Let's see here. We're on Anila. I think that's 8 characters left. Sure is. 8 characters to go. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Let's keep this ball rolling. Anila. Dash, H, and ultimate skills were strengthened in the last patch. Yes, so we made further adjustments to her, try and make her more effective in neutral. Cool. Ramification was adjusted last time to make it easier to string into a combo. Ramification. Oh yeah, her 5U. But some characters couldn't be reached by attacks after her follow-up, so we've reduced its pushback distance. Fluff 'em, Stuff 'em now starts up faster and is a true block string rather than a triple attack. Okay, pretty cool. You Fluff 'em, Stuff 'em was relatively difficult to deal with, as we saw last night. So of the 3 sheep that appear, the sheep will now disappear one at a time after they've traveled a certain distance. This will reduce the pressure that it can apply at a very long range, but at close to mid-range, its attributes should be the same as before. Light flock to the future. That's her back special. Now travels faster, making it possible to combo off the edge of a far-standing L and M. Oh, a far-standing L. And M and beyond. Oh, that's another 4S right after this, that's the launcher. Was it useful in very many situations as a follow-up to Flock to the Future due to its slow startup. So the projectile now travels farther and causes wall bounce on hit. Heavy and beyond is now has a faster startup and is now a true block string rather than a triple attack against crouching foes. Cool. Over the fence. That's 2S. Now has over the fence now enter an aerial state sooner, reducing the time until a jumping attack can be used. Medium over the fence travels farther, making it possible to use it to apply pressure from mid-range. Ultimate was adjusted last time, but it was quite a bit weaker compared to the other versions, considering it consumed SBA gauge to use. So we've adjusted its attributes and changed it into a striking high attack with tracking. Made her hit stun increase for jump L, startup now faster. Really, was she by a single frame, but like, interesting. Active frames to oh jeez.
Sell it online.
Shush. Almost done. First sheep 68 to 63, 62, and 51. Okay. Active frames of those. Travel speed has been increased for ultimate fluff and stuff. Light flock to the future, pushback when blocking. The second hit has been reduced. Okay. Ultimate flock to the future. Active frames of the projectile have been increased. Now it causes wall bounce even when used mid-screen. Knockback has been adjusted. That's been such a boon for Anila to get the mid-screen wall bounces. M and beyond. Startup has been reduced to 9 frames. Launch height has been increased. Wall bounce has been increased, allowing for easier follow-ups from further away. Nice. I think that'll be cool. If we can get those, I think that'll be certainly helpful for Anila. Aerial state timing has been adjusted 11 to 8 frames for the heavy and beyond. 13 to 10 frames of over the fence travel speed and distance increased. Attributes have been adjusted, and an automatic follow-up attack has been added for medium over the fence. I wonder what that looks like. Pushback on block has been reduced for you over the fence. Siegfried, what happened to you, huh? You get any good changes? What's going on? Siegfried, standard fighter with good reach and damage output, making the skills very easy to utilize. Many characters didn't have anything in their toolkit to deal with Nila Nav. You're sad? Good. How'd they hit my boy? Nila Nav's the fireball, right? I made this call. I knew it! So we made the projectile faster and its travel distance shorter, which should minimize its utility in neutral. On the flip side, we've also improved its frame advantage on block, making it more effective at close to mid-range distances. We expect this to significantly impact how Siegfried plays, so we've also enhanced his lesser used or less effective skills. What does this even mean for... Okay. Medium Nila Nav now has quicker startup, making it easier to use. Okay. To avoid it becoming as challenging to counter as the heavy version, we've decreased the projectile size. Great. Light for Dragon now starts up sooner and can be followed up from a far standing or crouching medium. For Dragon. Oh, nice. That's actually really cool. Despite having projectile invincibility and a guaranteed hit cinematic, Schwarz Fenge was relatively low risk, so we've greatly increased its recovery on block to balance it out. Which it currently has 18 frames of minus 18 frame on block. So I was wondering about this one here. The health consumption for Blood of the Dragon now has a lower limit, never going below 20% max health, and oh, okay, so you can keep doing that, but it doesn't go below 20%. You got it. And it proportionally fills the SBA gauge. This adjustment should make it easier to plan for a second SBA during a round, creating an interesting mix-up between Schwarz Fenge and his SBA. Huh? How's that a mix-up? Is SBA and SBA? Or SSBA? Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Blood of the Dragon, his install. It consumes half of Siegfried's remaining health, but won't go below 20%. I don't know if that's going to get people to use that. Dash heavy startup for the second hit has been reduced to 20. No changes were made to first hit. Adjusted on dash speed, make the second hit easier to land. Pushback on second hit reduced, and Siegfried now comes to a stop more slowly afterwards. Startup reduced to 31 frames from 40. That'll be significant. And the height decreased though. Active frames reduced from 61 to 26. Good lord. What's the light version? That's okay. Launch height for the sword hit has been increased for you, Neladav. The projectile now causes wall bounce. Nice. Massager. That's the DP. Medium. Forward movement before upward strike has been removed, reducing reach. Adjusted knock back the first and second hit, making it harder to whiff in the middle of the skill. Forward movement before the second swing has been removed, reducing reach. All right, same thing. First hit is now unrecoverable, preventing punishes in cases where the second hit or onward would whiff. Okay. The second hit and onward is still recoverable. Verdragon. Startup. Light Verdragon. Startup has been increased. Reduced by a frame. That's interesting. A single frame allows you to follow up from the 2M into the Light Verdragon. So that's going to be pretty interesting to play through. Deliverance, light medium, Orcan follow up. Travel speed and distance has been increased. That's Deliverance? So try to get more utilization on Deliverance here, because heavy Deliverance startup reduced to 23. Travel speed and distance have been increased. Now hit foes during hit stun, allowing heavy Orcan to combo into Deliverance when hitting high in the air. Ooh, that'll be nice. A little corner carry there. Startup has been reduced 18 to 15 for Manigance. Schwarz Fenge. Recovery has been increased. Shenanigans. Many. Oh, his 5U. Yeah. Aw, throws, raging strikes, chains, and brave counters no longer receive a damage buff. Soar's Fange recovery has been increased 36 to 48. Saw that. Fills the SBA gauge proportional to the amount of health consumed. So when used at 100%, the SBA gauge will fill by 50. If you have a perfect round and you activate Blood Dragon, that's crazy. Blooded Dragon, while active, damage buff has been adjusted. Normal attacks down to 110, skills to 120. SBA and SSBA is 150. Alright, so Grimnir, or excuse me, Siegfried, pretty solid here. Nothing too crazy. I think that, you know, you're right that you want to get more utilization of other skills that we don't see very often. I think that is certainly possible here. It's crazy, the reduction for the EX Fireball, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. I think it's just going to be aggressive in your face. The full screen potency is going to be trickier for him, though, which I think that is ideal. Grimnir. Grimnir is a mobile character who can utilize a wealth of movement options in combat, who will absolutely get destroyed by Versusia. Unless, with these balance adjustments, we aim to enhance his overall usability by addressing some awkward aspects of his moveset, such as difficult to use pokes and close range skills, and to improve Gale Dash with input buffering and new on-hit features. Far Standing H has been tweaked to balance other changes to his mid and long range tools. While it may be harder for him to stuff an opponent's poke, it remains effective with proper spacing and timing, and is still useful for chaining into Deathrite Tempest from the second stage of the attack. Travel speed and distance for Dash M and Dash H have been improved, making it easier to land these attacks from mid-range. We've adjusted Dancing Storm's appearance to clarify when the projectile's trajectory can be altered. While the projectile is glowing pink, its trajectory can be changed once. Note that the trajectory is still alterable just after the pink fades, but this change enhances the move's smoothness and satisfaction. We increased M Dancing Storm's active frames for easier use. Similarly, U Dancing Storm was less practical than other U skills. Is that right? So, you might fully main Belial, looking real good. He looks real good. I don't think it's going to be that bad. To address the difficulty in determining whether all versions of Deathrite Tempest were landing or being blocked, we've adjusted all versions of this skill. The H version disadvantage, Deathrite Tempest, that's his little spinny twirl thing. Oh, it's his drill, Jesus. The H version's disadvantage vary depending upon whether its startup frames or active frames were blocked. So we've standardized the disadvantage on block. Disadvantage on hit remains unchanged. Changes to L version are consistent with the H version. To differentiate the M version, we've lowered its disadvantage, making it viable for stealing advantage. I've said advantage a lot. The U version can be followed up from mid-screen, so we've reduced its pushback on block, made it easier to counter. I'm not surprised that this is like a whole book on changes to Grimnir. Really needed the help. H Windcrest was too powerful, overshadowing the light and medium versions. Windcrest was the setup, right? Yes, okay. So we've increased its cooldown time. Jesus! For the U version, we've increased its disadvantage on block and adjusted its hit stop, making it easier for opponents to counter after blocking this attack. The mid-air version has also been given this disadvantage, but with increased knockback to maintain its utility and extending the window for follow-up attacks. Okay. So far heavy, active frames, reduced. What did you want to do for it? Harder for him to stuff an opponent's poke. It remains effective with proper spacing and timing, and is still useful for chaining into Deathrite Tempest. Still very good. Second hit startup and total duration are unchanged, but first hit is going to come out in 2 frames? Bro. No. I'm misreading that. Okay. After the 8 frames of startup. Okay. Dash M, travel speed, distance. Yeah, those are being increased. The appearance of the projectile has been adjusted to make it easier to tell when shift is valid. Dancing Storm, active frames. Dancing Storm is... Oh yeah, send the projectile out. Active frames projectile have been increased. Startup has been reduced, 16 to 11 for you, Dance Storm. Midair hit stun has been increased, 30 to 40 for Winds of Temptation. Oh yeah, that's his 6S, his DP. Lateral knockback and launch height have been reduced. Deathrite Tempest. Hurt box has been expanded upwards during active frames. No longer begins recovery immediately after a hit. Frame advantage now gradually increases the later into active frames a hit occurs, with a reduction in frame advantage on hits immediately after activation and an increase in frame advantage on later hits. That's cool. I think that's really cool. So the further you space out, the better off you are. That's fine. Shorten recovery by 3 frames. Advantage from -10 to -7. Now immediately enters recovery after hit stop on block, making total frame advantage always -8 frames, regardless of distance traveled. You Deathrite Tempest. Hurt box has been expanded upwards during active frames. Pushback on block reduced. Alright, so probably easier to connect with. Cooldown time has been increased from 480 frames to 600 frames. Jesus. Block stun has been reduced from 18 to 16 for Windcrest Ground. That's crazy, though. They want you to use the other ones to set them up manually. They nerfed Grimnir for that. I feel like that's something you let him have, that Windcrest. I mean, I know you want people to use light and medium, so you have to be really skilled with this character, but also you've given benefits to like Deathrite Tempest, which I think balances that out a little bit. Lessens the blow of your change. After landing, oh man, increased to 9 frames. Launch height upon hit has been adjusted. Adjusting frame advantage due to increase in recovery frames. Block stun has been decreased. Hit stop increased. Gale dash, midair hit stun, now 30 frames from most directions. Up is unchanged at 35. 9 and 7 have been changed from 28 to 30. All others changed from 20 to 30. So more hit stun for Gale dash, make it a little easier. Added input buffering when used aerially, such as grounded upward direction and midair version, so that jumping attacks and aerial skills can be used immediately after. No longer launches ground foes. Anti-air, lateral knockback, and launch height have been reduced. Gale dash, mid-air, forward, or backwards. Next up, Nier. But before I get to Nier, let me refill my water. I'm getting a little parched here. We'll be right back. Just give me 1 second here. Let me get some water. All right. This is the big one. This is it. This is Nier. We're at 5 more characters to get through. And let's talk about Nier. What the heck? Look at this long letter for Nier. My goodness. Okay. Nier is a powerful character who can leverage her Love's Redemption stock to press the advantage while taking the offensive against foes. However, there was little risk in spending Love's Redemption, as she was able to maintain her damage output and oppressive pressure in most situations. After considering her strengths, we decided that simply reducing her offensive capabilities or making her lose Love's Redemption more easily would significantly increase her difficulty of use and diminish her strengths. I agree with that. I have definitely been of the mind that this character is going to be probably one of the worst to try to balance, because you can't, in the way her mechanics work, you can't really cut too much from her to make her fair. Instead, we've rethought her mechanics as a whole with these adjustments. That is literally all you can really do. Here we go. While keeping her ability to maintain a strong offense using Love's Redemption, we've made it so there's a clear distinction for when the foe can take their turn back. When Nier takes damage while death is summoned, or when death returns to her card, with a standing U for example, a gauge will be displayed in place of her Love's Redemption stock. This gauge will gradually fill, preventing Nier from performing any actions involving death until fully replenished. Oh no, the refill rate depends upon how many Love Redemption she has consumed. Upon being replenished, her Love's Redemption stock will reset to 13. Too soon. Gauge will gradually fill, preventing Nier from performing any actions involving death until fully replenished. So you have to be active with death at all times, or at least like death has to be remaining on the screen to fully utilize to get the damage boost. So you have to play very well, make sure death does not go away. Along with these changes, we've increased the cost of performing her skills and restricted Raging Strike and other actions while death is unusable. Yo! What? Death will no longer return to her card after using ultimate skills and will instead stay on screen. With this change, she can now command death during her use skills to buff her skills afterward. Her standing and jumping U now increase the refill rate of the Love's Redemption gauge on hit, so players will need to adopt new strategies to quickly turn the tide of battle while death is unusable. Previously, we adjusted Misfortune so it could be buffered into other skills when used as a starter. We've now reversed this adjustment, allowing it to be bufferable into other skills again. However, in return, all versions of Misfortune no longer have armor except for the U version. World of Death and Love now has a permanent effect. Upon activation, Love's Redemption stock will be replenished at the cost of her health. Wait, which one is the... Oh, now it's a permanent effect. Upon activation, Love Redemption stock will be replenished at the cost of her health. This makes it a strong choice for going on the offensive and allows for a more strategic decision between it and Klagen Totentans. Klagen Totentans cannot be used when death is unusable, but World of Death and Love can. Yo! I never imagined that they would go this hard. Oh my god. Death cannot be summoned again until the gauge refills. The gauge refills more slowly the more Love's Redemption icon Nier has consumed. 60 frames, that's 1 second per icon. 1 second per icon. So wait. And the math is so good. The math is so good. Just 13 seconds if you spend it all. So if you go ahead, do a full sequence, we're talking 3 seconds, no usage. Pretty quick recovery. But the longer you keep death out, the more risk you run before death can come back. This is so smart. This is insane. Oh my god. No longer recovers during SBA and SSBA cutscenes and screen darkening effects. Icons recover more slowly than the regular rate if Nier has depleted all her icons. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so it's just oh man. A love redemption icon will be depleted if hit by a foe. The time at which Death's hurt box activates is unchanged. Fix an issue where inputs will not be registered if Death is hit by a foe at the same time inputs were made. Deaths, as a result of this adjustment, Death actions are now disabled as soon as Death goes into hit stun. Okay. Oh man. Far Sending M. Forward hitbox shortened. Yo, Coach Steve is probably having a field day with this one. Forward hitbox shortened. Vertical hitbox expanded upward on crouch M. With Death summoned. Vertical hitbox has been expanded upward for crouching M. Crouch U. Death summon. Forward hitbox and hurtbox have been shortened. So that was the thing. If you don't have the hitbox viewer, this might not make sense. So, I don't know if you know this, but if Death, for you watching at home, if Death is out, Nier loses the Death extension on some of her normals. So, for example, if she did medium, you'd see the little scythe come out because that's Death. And that's how far the hurt box went. And you would think that without Death, that hurt box would be a little shorter. We come to find out that was not the case. It was no different. One button is mysteriously missing. And that's the far heavy. But, you know, the medium button's also very good to call out. Because, like, 2U did not change. That's insane. Yo! Oh, man. Yo! This is cool. Can no longer be used. Raging Strike can no longer be used while Death has been summoned. It can only be performed when she's not there. Oh my. Love's redemption cost of all skills has been increased by 1. What? No way. Oh my god. No. Oh no. Buffered skills now deal 80% of their normal damage. Input buffering for buffered skills have been adjusted to minimize inputs not registering correctly after near completing an action. Now stays on standby after finishing ult skill instead of returning their card. Death is no longer invincible during recovery. She's now vulnerable to attacks until going on standby. Fatal Waltz, Death's hurt box, has active as, oh my god. Misfortune, all versions, Death's forward and rear hurt boxes have been extended while active. Okay, so they literally just gave back exactly what she had originally, because Yes, this is good. This is very good for her. But look at the cost. This aspect was missing entirely from this whole paragraph. This is expensive. Go ahead, DP, and follow up a few moves here. But we're talking the volleyball sequence. 2, 4, 6, 7. Seven seconds of no death. If you recall. So you're using 7 stocks to do the bread and butter. You have 5 stocks left, bro. Wait, that was 6 stocks. 6 stocks left. Excuse me, I was missing one. That's crazy. Buffered skills now use additional, so instead of the 1 stock, it's gonna be 2. And then 3? If I'm... it's a blessed day. It's still going! I'll restart all versions, rear hurt box expanded. Oh, they literally just... They put back the old version of Nier just to... Alright. So they did the minor patch, like, alright guys, listen. We're gonna try something here to alleviate. There's a problem. Here you go. Not good enough. Alright, we get old Nier back. We adjust the entire way that she works. This is gonna be awesome. Launch height increased with death summoned Nier. Pain, trajectory change, and recovery after landing have been removed. Nier will now maintain trajectory the same as other jumping attacks. Hit property has been changed from overhead to high. Startup has been reduced 11 to 8. No longer launches grounded foes. That's crazy. There's pain. Oh, they don't have it mentioned. Pains are 5U. Oh man, World of Death and Love is going to be so interesting. That's crazy. Love and Redemption gauge recover faster, 6 frames per icon at the cost of 63 health per frame. This is crazy. Yo. All right. Lucilius, what you got for me, homie? What you got? Let's see it. As a character who excels when his blade levels increases, we've made significant changes to help you unlock Lucilius's full potential. Designed to ramp up in strength over the course of a battle, we've adjusted the rate at which his blade level increases and enhanced the impact of reaching higher levels to better align with the game's flow. Yo, Nier is done, dog. Nier is so done. Oh my god. No. I knew they would adjust. I didn't think they'd go back to the drawing board with this character. Oh my god. We've boosted the attack power when reaching blade level 5. Now you can perform follow-ups after landing a medium or heavy Iskarat. Iskarat, medium, heavy? Oh, yeah. That's the back special. Each of which also increases the blade level by 1 on hit. Combined with tweaks to orbital resonance. This is 5U. Oh, that's the charge. And Iblis. These changes offer more opportunities to maintain the pace of the fight while elevating his blade level. Great. The reach of medium Iblis has been extended, making it easier to connect from the tip of a far-standing M against opponents attempting to evade it. Heavy Phosphorus has been upgraded to be faster and deal more damage, distinguishing it more clearly from the medium version and allowing for follow-ups in the corner. U Phosphorus can now be activated even when the golden sword isn't present. Okay. Such as after using Orbital Resonance. Interesting. We've also reduced the recovery time for Orbital Resonance to lower its risk while improving the post-hit scenarios for the light, medium, and heavy follow-up, or light and medium follow-ups, make them more effective in mid-range combat. Crouch M is an effective counterpoke, but its pushback made it difficult to follow up on counter hits. We've reduced this pushback to improve consistency. His jumping U has been adjusted to offer greater rewards when used in air-to-air situations. Ease of use rating increased from 3 to 4. The following changes have been made to Blade level 5. Damage increased from 120 to 130. Damage increase now applies to ultimate skills. Actually, do I have that note still up? Added. Damage increase now applies to alts and SBAs. Oh boy. Iskarot. Strengthen. Pushback on ground and hit reduced. Jump U, midair hit stun has been increased. Dash H, lateral knockback and launch height reduced. Now comes to a stop when connecting. Medium Iblis. Iblis is just the, okay. Spins. Active frames increased from 30 to 40. Speed slightly increased. Active frames and reach have also been increased, with launch height and final hit being increased. Jeez, we're almost done. Launch height and final hit increase. Phosphorus. Damage has increased from 700 and 800 to 1,000. 1,000. Good lord. Second hit now causes ground bounce, even on standard hit, which I think is good to get those combo extensions in core. Makes this move much more useful. Can now be used when Lucilius doesn't have his gold blade, and also recalls the gold blade on startup. That's actually really cool, especially since you should be using alt skills more often now with this character anyways. Blade level now also goes up after the grab follow-up, raising blade level by a total of... Wait. Like, a total of what, like from 0 to 1? Because that would be insane. That would be really cool. Tessera. That's the teleport. Yeah, the 2S. Added a hitbox to Lucilius back for the second hit when the first strike either hits or is blocked, thereby reducing whiffs. Cool. Orbital Resonance. Lucilius is no longer counter-hittable from frame 19 after activation, when each version allows for follow-up inputs. Okay. Now launches grounded foes. The light? Yo, okay. Blade recovery after use has been reduced by 110 frames. They want you to use this Orbital Resonance. Midair hit stun increase, anti-air launch height, and pull strength on second hit have been increased. That's the shot. Pull back. Blade recovery reduced by 50. Axion control now activates at the soonest possible timing the follow-up input is held down during the cutscene. Nice. Okay. Yo, Lucilius is gonna be sick this version, bro. That's going to be fun to see. This character's really going to be cracked. All right, so 2B. In our previous adjustments to 2B, we decreased the recovery speed of her skill gauge. Now we've revisited her skills and made further adjustments in order to better suit her playstyle. Holy smokes. All right, skill gauge recovers faster both under normal conditions and while taking damage. It also replenishes during skill actions except for Pod A. All right. Which one's Pod A? Pod A is just regular shot? Okay. 2B's double jump, unique advantage she has over the roster, will now consume skill to perform. Oh no! Additionally, grabbing Pod in midair will continuously deplete the skill gauge until canceled. Oh no! Oh no! She wasn't that bad. Wait! Her various pod programs have been generally enhanced. A significant change is that A150 Volt now restores skill gauge while active, no longer disappears when 2B blocks an attack. That's cool. It also activates automatically upon a successful throw. The skill gauge consumption of her ultimate skills has also been reduced. Okay. Her standing medium attack, which was effective as a dash L attack for other characters, has had its travel distance reduced. As a trade-off, her momentum during normal attacks performed in the latter part of evasive maneuver has increased. Evasive? Which one's evasive? Oh, her 5U. Enhancing her mid to long range combat potential. All right. I want to see what that actually means. Self-destruct can now be triggered by pressing 4 buttons simultaneously in addition to the previous 720 input. Moreover, it can be chained from the third hit of her attack protocols and will now activate quickly enough to form a true combo. Alright, you degenerates. They did this for you. They didn't have to, they just did. It's for you. You degenerates are going to get exactly what you were looking for. Congratulations. Congratulations. Alright, skill gauge recovery when taking damage has been increased from 25 to 50 of normal speed. Normal recovery speed has also been increased. Okay. Skill gauge now recovers during skill usage, except Pod A, just the one that gives you free, like doesn't spend any skill anyways. Travel speed and distance reduced on the standing M. Frame advantage after successful parry of a dash L has been reduced from +9 to +4. Counter-hittable duration has been increased. That's a strange one. No, give me the full punish. Counter-hittable duration has been increased by 4 frames and now matches up with each action's cancel window. This was the forward version, the forward U? Doobie's travel distance has been increased when canceling into a normal attack during the latter part of evasive maneuver. Grab Pod consumes 1 skill gauge on activation and continues to consume 1 skill gauge roughly every second. Oh man. 2B will automatically fall to the ground when used with less than 1 skill gauge or when the skill gauge runs out. Now has unlimited duration, but 2B will automatically fall to the ground when the skill gauge reaches 0. 2B is no longer counter-hittable while falling. Okay. Grab Pod follow-up now consumes 1 skill gauge every 60 frames. 1 second. While active. Remove limit on follow-up attacks that can be used during Grab Pod. Can now be used any number of times until 2B lands or falls. Alright, it's a little give and take here. A little give and take. Severing Assault. Which one is that? Oh, here we go. That's the heavy series. Damage on 4th hit reduced to 1,000. Multi-strike. Protocol. That's just the enders. Heavy during striking assault or light during severing. Damage on strike part has been reduced to 1,000. Damage on projectile increased to 1,000. Okay. Strike part now causes wall bounce. Interesting. Interesting. Double jump now consumes 1 skill gauge. It can no longer be used with less than 1 skill gauge. Pod 8 now launches grounded foes. Launch height has been increased and is now air recoverable even on grounded hit. Hit stop on counter hit has been increased from 8 to 16, increasing window for follow-up attacks by 8 frames for Pod B. Pod C, hit stop on counter hit has been increased 11 and 24, increasing window follow-up attacks by 13 frames. Okay. Whiff recovery has been decreased by 9 frames, increasing total animation on whiff from 66 to 57. Travel speed increased, midair hit stun has been increased 18 to 27. Some fast movement skills would cause the wire to go through foes, so the rear hitbox has been expanded. Hammer. Dude. Clean hitbox ground bounce effect has been adjusted. The entire front part of the skill used to be considered the clean hitbox, but now only the body of the hammer is considered a clean hit. Pushback for everything but a clean hit has been reduced. The A80 wave. That's 2S. Launch height has been slightly increased. Volt no longer disappears if 2B blocks an attack while active. Skill gauge now recovers 25% normal speed while active. Now automatically activates after throw. 3 instead of 4, 3 instead of 4, 3. Okay, overall reduced usage on skills simply because now you're using double jumps, and jump U will actually give you reduced skill gauge over time. No longer cancel 2B is hit after the first bomb hit box activates. Yeah. Hold on. Which one is that? That's the 2SU. Okay. So you will trade on hit. So if you hit, it's still going to be active. Cool. That's good for her. Self-destruct command can now be executed by hitting all 4 face buttons. The third hit of striking assault, slashing assault, and severing can now be canceled in the self-destruct combo, but the skill will whiff if 2B is too far from the foe. Alright, so maybe we see more of that. Maybe. Vane! Vane is a character who is designed to apply pressure from mid to long range. Thank you. Before taking a chance at big damage when an opening presents itself. He's able to aim for big damage by comboing off of armed destruction, but that came at the cost of him being weaker and neutral, and also came with its own set of risks. Making him an overall difficult character to play. The adjustments this time around are aimed at making his skills easier to work with and increasing the payoff for when his hits land. Vane was lacking in the mid-screen combo department. He's now able to follow up heavy armed destruction. He can chain a triple attack into it, allowing him to deal some damage mid-screen, or use it as part of his toolkit to corner carry his foe. Medium wild beat startup has been reduced so that it can now be chained into from a far standing medium or heavy. That's outstanding. I was tired of that not being able to connect. Heavy armed destruction can similarly be chained into from a far standing heavy, and the payoff for landing a poke have greatly increased. Yeah, he should have been able to get that for the rip. Energy destruction's biggest flaw was the fact that it had very poor frame advantage despite having such a big swing. So we've adjusted it to not be punishable on block and to have greater reward on hit. However, whiff recovery is still extremely long, so its weak point continues to be dodges. Perfect. For One For All's usability has been improved to deal with projectiles with tracking. The U version now travels faster. Which one is one for all? That's his shield. Okay. Now travels faster. Originally, the skill was hard to use outside of the corners or at close range, so we hope this will allow players to use it to follow up from a poke. Lastly, we re-evaluated Vane's ease of use, especially when it compared to the rest of the cast, such as Lancelot, and decided to change its ease of use rating from 4 to 3. Dash H recovery has been reduced by 2 frames, so -6 to -4. Now causes foe to fall backwards on grounded counter hit. That's jump U. Okay. Wild Beat. That's just a regular 5S. Medium though. Startup has been increased or decreased by a frame. Travel distance before active frames has been slightly increased. Medium arm destruction, midair hit stun increased to 80, preventing midair recovery when hitting high in the air. Launch height increased. Arm destruction heavy, lateral knockback decreased, allowing mid-screen follow-up. Vane will be fun to revisit by the sounds of it. Energy destruction light on the ground, recovery reduced by 6 frames, changing frame advantage from -6 to 0. Hit stop has been reduced by 6. Increased ground bounce height on counter hit. Ooh, very nice. Energy destruction, ground. Because we've done a dash H recovered, right? That's a spinny. Yeah, a little spin. Advanced at 3 poke combo under. Oh, 0 on block for energy destruction medium. Increasing window for follow-ups is huge for that. Increased ground bounce height on counter hit. Lateral knockback reduced for heavy. Ult energy destruction, increased ground bounce height. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is going to be a welcome change for Vane. One for all shield. Rear side now has armor against projectile. One for all, the shield's active frames has been increased 90 to 120. All right, so this one in particular, this sounds weird. This is specifically for Versusia. This is a Versusia change because of how the grenade works out. And also the pillars. Breakthrough. Travel distance for attack after absorbing hits has been increased. Nice. Beatrix. Beatrix had quite a few adjustments in the version 1.42 update, so she has significantly fewer changes compared to other characters this time around. Didn't have many skills to follow up after a far standing L. True, so light and brass sword. That's her DP in it. Yes. That's been adjusted to add some variation to her toolkit. Foes that try to retreat from the landing area of medium or heavy Thunderbird are now forced into a guard motion, even if they're at a distance now. Nice. Finally, we realized Beatrix is much easier to play when compared to other characters, so we've changed. Oh, thank God they added that 5th star for ease of use, because they were straight up lying to me. And brass sword light travel speed and reach have been increased. Cool. Heavy Thunderbird and medium guard motion range for foe has been increased. Kick part. Oh, this is it. Kick part now behaves differently when blocked in midair, making it easier to form a block string with the fire pillar on the ground. U Thunderbird, the kick part now behaves differently when blocked mid-air, making it easier to form a block string with fire pillar on the ground. Nice. And Delta Clock fixed an issue with Delta Clock would not behave properly when handicaps are turned on. Great. And that is patch 1.5. We did it! It's everything! My thoughts. First, thank you so much for hanging out with me throughout the entirety of this patch note review. So close to 5 hours. Beat it. You thought. Anyways, this patch is really good. I think this patch is really, really good. This is a very, very good patch, actually. Some things are a little weird. Absolutely. I don't feel for zoners right now. Zoners are certainly going to be... They're hurting. Where's Seek now? I think he's still A. I think he's still pretty high up there. I don't think overall the game plan changes too much. Belial top 1, 6 top 2. I don't know about that. I think 6 is better than Belial in this version for sure. Want to change this on 6 again? I don't. What? Give me the evidence. Give me the facts. What are the facts here? Hold on. Let me go back to. Here's 6. Reduce HP. He runs up on you faster. Gains less meter. Wolf's Howl damage increase. This is a straight up lie. I don't know about this, the Snake Strike. Always been more useful compared to Wolf's Howl. I don't know about that one. I see it a lot more. Maybe. You didn't need to give me increased damage. That's what I said. Like, it's not a lie. I'm just like, whose tournaments you watching? What we talk about here? I see Snake Bite, but that comes with the risk. I'm 5L'ing. I'm not 5L'ing every time, but you can. The Gated Demons is going to be interesting. Overall, this is a good patch, though. For Belial, where's Belial again? I didn't do nothing to him. He's all right. Bro, I don't know, man. I think we're right back to vanilla. Dash L, reduce damage. That's the big one that I want to see. I want to see overall, like, what the changes are in context, especially for the universal ones. Like, third hit, 70% damage scaling is huge. It's huge, right? I think that's pretty cool. I'm really digging this patch. I feel so bad for Nier. Feel so bad for Nier. Y'all deserve something, but you didn't deserve all that. Like, holy smokes. The biggest L. We'll see how it plays. You don't feel bad? I mean, you just as a Nier player, former Nier player, they didn't deserve all that. I don't know if you deserved all that. Y'all had something coming, but I don't think you needed all that. You needed something. I know what she did, and what's messed up, as much as I've commentated her, we've not even seen, like, the worst of what she can do. Them Nier players were saving stuff for nationals. Made Jumpy has been cooking in the lab. Like, there's stuff we ain't seen yet. And they're elevating every single time, too, so it could have gotten worse. That sucks. Oh, man. All right, this one is going to make the video. So, hold on. Let me end the video so I can... All right. It's a great patch. I greatly love it. I'm looking forward to seeing what changes in the future. I'm looking forward to see the lab monsters really take advantage of this here. We got some clear winners out of it. I'm looking forward to seeing the changes for Vasarag and Ladiva in action. I'm probably going to revisit Vane. That seems like an ideal way to play. It's super annoying, but I don't think he's going to rise up in the ranks a whole lot. I think he's going to do very well. 2B changes are very interesting. Nier, I'm so sorry. Siegfried got what he deserved a little bit here. It's going to be a great time to be a Belial player. Beatrix, ain't nothing changed. We're still going to be good. 6, I may as well go back to 6 again too. Oh, it's so exciting. What did you think of the patch? Let me know in the chat, or well, you're in the chat if you're watching live. Let me know in the comments below, but that'll do here for the YouTube video. Again, there'll be more to come in the future. I do have this video I want to go over in terms of the character guide and compare that with the developer match. I didn't think that tonight's stream was going to go on for so long as I reviewed. So, gonna miss out on that. But until then, everybody, we'll see you next time for some YouTube videos. Take care in later days.